Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. Welcome to another build today. Today we are doing the Plumbella shell challenge, or as I think she uploaded this as the Plumbella shell challenge. But I didn't think anything was hellish about this challenge at all. I actually really enjoyed doing this build because the walls are straight, of course. And yes, there are a bit odd ends and odd little areas that you sort of want to fill in with stuff, or I think she did give us an opportunity to just cut it off if we wanted to, but I want to utilize, of course, all the space that we had because we can't build more than what we have. But other than that, this was actually a pretty easy challenge. I think in her video she mentioned that she wanted it to become like a suburban house, which is exactly what I did with this one. A complete suburban house which has 3 bedrooms. I think it has 2.5 washrooms. Yes, half on the first floor and then 2 on the top floor. And it's just overall supposed to be a nice single family house. I didn't have issues putting the stairs in. I had no issues with that little half triangular area that you see over there. And over here you can see me trying to fit a bathroom under the stairs, which is not possible, which I just figured out. I should have just made a cupboard under the stairs. Not for one of the children, of course, but for the dog, or like a little dog house or something. I could have actually done that, but I didn't. I like the open stairs that look below. And you can see we have a nice size kitchen. Of course, I used a lot of the Parenthood pack in this because I was making it for like a small family. In a while you'll see me sort of change a few of the windows out from the back because I think the triple windows, I did realize that it was looking right at the pillar at the back, so I think I swapped it out for a double window. I think it just comes towards the end of the build. Over here I'm just making like a tiny area for the dog because that is kind of the thing that I have in my house. If my dog would stick to his own bed, which he doesn't, but I like the idea of having like a tiny specific area for where your dog can eat and have his toys, and everything just sort of meshes into a corner and there's not a lot of clutter. Under the stairs, of course, the shoes and the rack next to it. This little clutter item from Parenthood, I didn't know that it was not playable up until I put it in the build this time around. I think I'm playing with this household. I don't know, I'm making so many builds that I've forgotten which households I'm actually playing with. But the clutter item does not work, the one in the back there. But I did want some sort of activity table for the children down here. And over here you see me put that grass top thing from my last build. It does not work on top of half walls, that I figured out, because the shadow does not shrink down to the size. However, if you shrink it down and put it on top of tables, the shadow is not an issue, but in half walls it is an issue apparently. I'm just making the floor plan upstairs. Pretty simple layout. I wanted 3 bedrooms straight, and I know I cut out from the room. You'll see in a minute how I've actually planned this out. And I cut out the washroom from the room itself, while one room was bigger and one room was smaller. I eventually do change this in the end to make both the rooms the same size and make one combined washroom, which is much larger, because I thought if you are going to be playing with toddlers in this house, you definitely need a bathtub, which cannot be fit into a 4x4 tile washroom. And right now that's what I was doing. I was thinking one room had to be for a teen and then one room was a child or a toddler, but eventually I just the family that I created for it, halfway through I was doing the house, was twin girls, and then I just made the rooms the exact same size and made an ensuite washroom with both of them, like a little Jack and Jill. We're just placing some clutter items on top of the dresser just to make it slightly more lived in. And of course, now I'm going to put the rugs, the 3 rugs. If you never know what to do with the space, just size up or down these 3 rugs and it just looks beautiful. And I liked the whole full rug in this room. I didn't want to make it like a full floored rug like you get with the flooring, but I wanted to put a rug on top of the wooden flooring, which is something that I absolutely adore doing. And just adding some curtains, just a few homely touches. My windows are glitching left and right. And this is just me finishing off the bathroom with the Discover University, I think. Was it the shower? The one that just sticks on the wall like a mirror? But eventually I decided not to do that, and the change will come in the absolute end of the video, because when I was just doing an overview of the entire room, I just felt it felt like unused space and just misutilized space. Just doing the master bedroom, and of course we have a few chairs, a little bit of sitting for the master bedroom, and the dresser. Of course, I don't like doing wardrobes, because unless you're woohooing, or your Sims are woohooing, not you, your Sims are woohooing in the wardrobe, there's literally no point of it, and they don't really need a wardrobe to change. You can just click on your Sim and make them change their clothes. And standing in the shower, a nice big master washroom, which I absolutely love. And I did a lot of outdoor space with this build. I wanted it to be like a house of a family that likes to spoil their children. And though they don't have that much space inside the house, they have a lot of outdoor space to play around and run around and do fun things. And we're just adding a few things. I like putting the science table outside, because it sometimes does catch on fire. If your Sims are just exceptionally incompetent, then it'll catch on fire. And I want a little sitting out there as the kids grow up. They want to have parties out there, or they just want to. I should have put a barbecue up here, now that I think about it. But I'm watching this again. I should have put a barbecue up here. And that's just me doing the lighting outside. It's very difficult, because in Sims 3 I remember there used to be post lighting. Like I could prop up a lighting on top of posts on my fence, but that's not there in Sims 4. So I like to just drag up either the lanterns from, I think was it Perfect Patio, or just the base game lighting, which I really like. The white lanterns is what I really like, and I like propping them up on the posts. I'm just adding a few extra touches, a few wall sconces, because I think they're important. And where I live and where I grew up, wall sconces were part of our house, and I like them. They add something to the wall. You don't always need to have a painting. You don't always need to fill it up with something. If there's a wall sconce on a wall, it's kind of full. And just doing the exterior of the house now. I love the Foxbury stone, which came with Discover University, or I think it's the Foxbury tile, or the stone, whatever. The one that's behind the orange sofas, I absolutely love it, and I love it in the green color. And I try to incorporate as much as I possibly can. And yes, I wanted a little bit of sitting outside on the front porch, just to have a cup of tea, or if you want to just do your homework on the front porch. If any of you have not done that, I think it's one of the best feelings in the world, just to sit outside on a cool summer day and just relax. That's all. Just read a book outside on the front porch. And now we're going to move to the backyard. And I am trying to figure out how to add a fireplace, because this is what I thought of doing. I wanted to turn this little pillar into a fireplace. And you can do this easily with some other things that you might have in some other packs. But I decided to do just add a bit of candles on a shelf that's elevated and enlarged, and just place a window in front of it. You can open the window, light your candles, and it's just nice mood lighting outside. And of course I wanted like a big backyard. I wanted a big back area, full patio, complete with a full sort of outdoor kitchen. I realize now, I think I'm seeing now, that I didn't put a sink in to the outdoor area, which I should have, considering all things. But I mean, you can just prop it up. There's too much counter space outside, and you can just prop up the sink. I love the little awning that I'm doing over here. There is I think I found these items in the debug menu. I think these items from the debug menu, and just lifting them up and rotating them and doing whatnot. And over here you see me put down a lot of plants. They don't all go in, but if you find something in the debug menu, you put multiples of them, because you cannot replicate them. You can't do the eyedropper tool and then replicate the item. You have to go back in the menu and find them again. And now my favorite items that I use in almost every build, I know pretty much where they are in the menu, and the menu does change every time you add a pack. The menu changes. So if you have a ballpark idea of where you want where your things are, then you can easily find them again. But these planters, I think I saw them for the first time in this build, and I just wanted to take them out. And as the same you saw with me putting up the boxes and everything, the moment you find something, you just sort of put it to the side. You might not use it, but you put it to the side. And this is me just cluttering up the shed in the corner of the house, just adding a few items or whatnot, just adding in the fire extinguishers from the live edit menu and a few pots here and there, seed packets, and these are fertilizers that I stack that are in the live edit menu, and I've used this so many times. I think gardening is the most viable career in The Sims, and you can earn literally so much from it that your Sims can live a very, very cushy life. And that's why I always tend to add a little space for gardens. And here you see me trying to do like a hedge maze, like a hedge area, which I eventually scrap and just go for like a nice nice fenced in area for the garden. I will eventually change this to the other side. I think gardening is far too easy a career to master in The Sims. And one of my Sims always, whenever I'm playing, there's always one that likes to garden or has the green thumb sort of trait, the green thumb bot trait, which I just think it helps a lot. And yeah, it really helps out with money when you are trying to renovate, or you have like a large family in The Sims. I think gardening is an excellent option. That's me just putting in the pool, and I wanted to do like a cool pond type pool, but eventually I thought otherwise. I thought, no, this is not the kind of family that would have a pond style pool. They would have like a long, sleek, straight pool. And that's what I did. I did a sleek, straight pool. I don't know if it's the same with you guys, but every time that I try to build something, or whenever I'm building anything in The Sims, or even sketching by hand, I have to understand what the family is that I'm building for, or what the person is that I'm building for, before I actually even go into putting in a layout even, or deciding on the floor plan. Because with this, I want it to be a family house. That's why it opens up into the big living room, and there is kid clutter everywhere. And anytime that I'm trying to build, I have to sort of imagine what this family would do and where this family would go, and what do they do in their daily activities. Are they outdoorsy? Do they like to spend more time inside? Are the kids geniuses? What do they want to do when they grow up? What do the parents like to do when the kids go off to bed? It's all these little things that I have to think about. When it happens sometimes when I'm building, like in the duration of it, when I'm placing something, I'm like, oh, this doesn't suit this family. Or if I sometimes just start with that notion of what exactly it is that I want from my builds, and what exactly is it that the family needs from this house. And with this family also, you can see that I placed a lot of outdoorsy things, because I think the girls are sort of rambunctious. They like to play outside, get dirty slightly. I also put in the swim set, the swing set, the jungle gym, which is not really a jungle gym, and all these little activities, the water balloon baskets. And here, of course, I'm putting in the bird bath, which, if you've seen my past builds, you know that I love putting a bird bath right in the front with a tiny little tree. I never really used to use the train tool a lot, or even the train paint a lot, because I used to be very nervous because I had no handle on the brush. But the more I used it, the more I got used to the idea of just everything looking slightly dirty, because that is really how life is, and I mean how things are in real life. You don't have a tile that lays flat absolutely lush. There's always a little bit of specks of dirt that sort of come out and make it seem more lived in. And that's what I love about the train paints. Here you can see me trying to figure out that bedroom and see if I can actually make it into a Jack and Jill, because if I assume that if I shift it to this side, I can have two separate washrooms for them. Each can have their own ensuite. And I tried to do something cool with like that V-shaped wall, but in reality, when you don't have straight walls in a room, it's highly annoying to furnish it. It's just, it takes up too much space, and it gives the illusion of actually giving you space. Like if I added that V, it would give me an illusion of that additional space, of course, but in the end you can't really put anything in that space because it's a false space. You can't put a door in there, because if I do, then the bathroom is not functional. And if I put like a desk in there, again, it's at the back of a bathroom, and I can't put a side table in there because that would not let me put in a door on the side. So in the end, I just copied the other bedroom right over here, which makes them the exact same size. And here's me again trying to fiddle with the idea of having two separate washrooms for them, en suites. But in the end, I decided if they are going to be this close, and if I can just add two separate doors, I can just make it into a Jack and Jill washroom. I also like the idea of using half walls, and then you can add in the glass window. I think it's called the Let There Be Light window. It's a base game window, and you just remove the half wall and it creates like a shower enclosure with the Discover University shower. I hope it's the Discover University shower because I've mentioned this twice now. And I did play test this, the washrooms, and something in it was just not working. It didn't click. It didn't click with me. It didn't feel right. It felt cramped and crowded. And of course, there's the issue of them not having a tub, which if you are playing with toddlers or even kids, I think having a tub is absolutely essential if you're playing with a toddler, because you can't really bathe them in the shower. And I decided on giving like a tiny little balcony up on the front of the master bedroom. I didn't want to do too much in this. I think it's just two chairs and a table in the middle. Something nice for them to just have to themselves early in the morning if they want to have a cup of tea outside or read the paper and whatnot. And of course, I am a symmetry freak, so that I had to square off that corner. I couldn't let it be. I tried, but I couldn't. And that's just me copying the front to add another pillar on the side. It was just an original pillar, but I changed it to the full square tile pillar. And that's it. That's the entire build. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I have the James Turner Thin House Challenge coming up next. I think it's almost edited. And after that, we have the alphabet builds that I'm going to do, and I have so much more coming in stock for you. Please give this video a thumbs up if you really like this, and leave comments below on what you would like me to improve or what you would like me to build. I'm going to leave you guys to enjoy the screenshots. Be kind to each other, and I will see you guys in the next build.